Good afternoon. I'm here to talk to you about the death penalty and why I think we should keep the death penalty in action. Imagine that someone just got out of jail after serving a 25-year sentence for death, for murdering someone, and raping them. Now, think about this. 7 people just got killed by this guy. How safe is it to have him out on the streets? Maybe we should have a stronger death penalty. Maybe he killed one of your friends. How does that make you feel? Each person has feelings about this, and they're all different. It's just the way you look at it. In my presentation, I'm going to present some reasons that I think we should keep the death penalty and it should not be abolished. Some of my main points pertain to the history of the death penalty and how long it's been going on. Also reasons why we should keep the death penalty and reasoning for more strict laws. The history of the death penalty goes back to BCE. That's quite a long time, and it's been happening ever since then. But as time progresses, the death penalty is used less. Back in that time, the death penalty could be used not only if you killed someone, but if you stole something, if you practiced magic, anything of that nature. As time progressed, it was used for more serious crimes, and then finally in America's history, the first execution by death by a court was in 1608, and it was, and George Kendall was killed for conspiracy and espionage. That was the first death in the United States, and they continued to grow, and we still use the death penalty. Up until 1972, we used the death penalty, but after a case in Georgia, Furman versus Georgia, which went to the Supreme Court, the death penalty was abolished. Not long after that, 4 years later to be exact, in 1976, there were over 30 states that had begun using the death penalty again. Reasoning to keep the death penalty. With the history of the death penalty in mind, why can't we just keep using it? When any crime happens, we don't want it to go unpunished. We seek justice, and it is only achieved when a crime is met with the proper punishment. That comes from a counterpoint defending the death penalty. An article I found on a site through the school. Also said in that article, it deters violence. Most of the time if someone thinks they're going to get killed for committing a crime, they're less likely to do it. Today, China still uses the death penalty, and last year they killed over 3,400 people for various different crimes. They have a much stricter policy than we do. And obviously, it deters many crimes from happening. It also brings justice to the innocent. The people that were killed, they receive justice for what's happened, and also the families. This also reduces the issue of housing in prisons and the cost of keeping these people. Now, in order to see that the death penalty is perfectly used correctly, we need more strict laws. With the death penalty in place, I believe we need to enforce these laws and have them even on a playing field across these United States. Each state at this time has somewhat of a say in how the death penalty is viewed in their state. In my state, this is a quote, in my state they have implemented a bypass in the death row line. If you killed someone and 3 people have witnessed you, you skip line. That was something that Ron White talked about in one of his comedy shows. And it's also true. In the state of Texas, if you kill someone and 3 people witness it, you skip the line. You go straight up to the chair and you're put to death. If we put these laws in place across the United States, I think we could save money, time, and lives. In conclusion, I've gone over the history of the death penalty, and you can see that it's been going on for many years, and it has become much better, if I do say so. After going through all my information, I would hope that you view the death penalty in a different way now, not only as something bad, but something that can possibly be for the good. And let's think back to that friend that we had killed. If that person had been put to death, maybe your friend would still be here. That's all for my speech. Thank you.